Hey everyone, DayTraderRockStar here for you for an S&P update going into the week of September 11th. And again, the big September 11th 10-year anniversary memorial here. So again, who knows what you're supposed to say to that, but you know, thoughts and prayers go out to all the people who are affected by that, and so forth. And that kind of weighed on the market on Friday too. There was a lot of there was a big combination of things that really weighed on the market on Friday. Was Thursday's Obama's jobs speech, which didn't really go over. Again, it was kind of expected to be some more of the same, even though he expanded on it a little. And then there was tremendous rumors of the Greece defaulting over the weekend. There was a couple of resignations in Europe that played really weighed on the markets. It was just a combination of news events that are setting up over the weekend. So the weekend, now we're in the middle of the weekend, and it's really a touch and go scenario going into next week. I think next week is going to be full of fireworks, and I want to give you my prediction, I should say, because at this point, really no one has no clear vision of what's going to happen. Just too many variables that could happen. But I want to give you the technical breakdown right now, and then I'm going to give you my views and psychological breakdown of the markets. So we start off here looking at the daily chart, and you can see we've been able to measure the market out into two patterns, two channels, and we're in a downward larger channel with a little pull up to the top part of the channel line. We pushed up against that, and then we pulled back down, and this is where we left off, very close to the lower part of this channel line. And this, you can really see it on the 60-minute chart, is an upward rising channel. Stochastics crossed over when we did approach the top part of the line, and again, this is all based off the 1, 2, 3 pattern, 3 pivot areas, 1, 2, 3, trade 4, trade 5. And the stochastics, the momentum here drifting lower. And right now we kind of flattened out on the stochastics. We didn't really turn back over, but the possibility is there of that just quick turnover again and just a continued move here. And this would be that kind of, I think, a pretty decent sell-off. And that's what, that's where my bias leads to next week. Let's go on the 60-minute chart, and this is where we're really going to see it play out a little bit more. 60-minute chart, again, perfect. We can be able to measure that perfectly. You can see the trend lines all working out together. Even the inner trend lines of the bigger trends. Here's a little channel, a little trend line up, a little trend line up, a breakdown. So right now we have this major trend line going back to September 8th and 9th. And then we came through here on September 22nd, and then we pushed back down to it September 6th. August 22nd, then September 6th, and then again on Friday we touched it and we bounced off. It was a perfect bounce on the 5-minute chart. We were watching it closely. We said, well, let's watch the stochastics. When the stochastics come back down to an oversold level, and we have that trend line, probably can get that bounce. So everything right now is set up. I mean, you cannot be set up more for a move in the market. First of all, we're on in this slightly rising channel line, so you have the pressure of the breakdown, because that's where you look at that. But we have the oversold stochastics, which are flattening out, so that's kind of a bullish move. A bearish move too, because you get a flattening of stochastics, usually get a further push down. So everything really lining up for the weekend trade, and everyone's waiting for news to come out on Europe over the weekend. So really, this move is going to really be triggered by some type of news event. A negative news event, of course, will break this down, and I think we're going to get that combination of that technical breakdown plus the news breakdown could really send us through 1100. That breakdown here will send us through 1100, and you can see down here back on the daily chart. That would tend to really just drop us out. Get a line up here for you. Drop us hard out and then probably follow through down like this. And I'm not saying that's the beginning of the end. I think that's the opportunity right here. So the stochastics, I always believe that you need to have the momentum on your side when you take a trade. Meaning downside momentum is more of the downside movement, upside momentum or the upside movement. But because there's just so much volatility and so much news events that are possible, we're going to keep everything very tight and real scalp things this week. Very short-term trades, very short-term trades. I'm going to bring them up to you on the 10 for 1,000 watch list this week that we're going to focus on. And great watch list. I got over probably 30 stocks that I'm going to be following, but we just want to really follow those during the day and look at those as really intraday trades until the market really just determines what it's going to do. Because the possibility of some kind of good news, I don't know what it could be, could explode this market up. And we also have the Fed, the FOMC meeting on the 21st. So as we get closer to that, and the market does drop down, that's going to put more pressure on the Fed to bring some type of tool, as they say, tools. We have some tools to use. Well, it's about they're going to have to pull out their toolbox soon, and that's what we're looking at. So, really news events, headline news events going into the weekend. Sunday night, the futures are open. I'm going to broadcast them live here on DayTraderRadio.com, and I think it's important to see get an idea of how we're going to be looking and going into Monday morning. But I have a feeling that if we do get that breakdown for whatever reason, that's going to be the opportunity. I do think this larger pattern is going to break to the upside before the winter arrives. I don't know, you're not going to put any time frame on that, but with everything, what I do believe the psychology of the trade right now is that the market knows what the bad news is. It's just waiting for the bad news to drop. So say Greece defaults, that'll be behind us. Say some more bad news. The more and more bad news gets behind us, the more and more action is going to be taken to correct it. And eventually, one of these balls are going to land near the hole, and the market's going to maybe look into that and see. We don't really know exactly what the future is, and you're not going to tell from the technicals here because it's just right now it's too much news, and technicals will work, but they won't work as well as the stabilized market. All right, so hope to see everyone Sunday night, and this is just a little S&P update, and my prediction: what we're going to get a breakdown of this upward channel, and a breakdown into this pattern, and then we're going to move back up. But we have to really analyze what news is going to come out of this. So I want to get the 10 for 1,000 watch list out. We'll be working on that all day. That should be out around 6 o'clock tonight. And I'm DayTraderRockStar for DayTradingRadio.com.